Your noble son is mad. Mad, call I it. For to define true madness, what is it? But to be nothing else but mad. What if it tempt him towards the flood? Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive his sovereignty of reason and draw him into madness?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Could my lord tell it?
No, you'll reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
Can heart of man once think it, but you'll be secret?
I, by heaven, my lord.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right, you are in the right, and so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire, shall point you for. Every man has business and desire, such as it is. And for mine own poor part, look you, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, faith heartily.
There's no offence, my lord.
Yes! By St. Patrick, but there is Horatio, and much offence too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost, that let me tell you. For your desire to know what is between us, will master it as you may. And now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never to speak of this that you have seen.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Upon my blade.
We have sworn, my lord, already.
Swear!
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here as before. Never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I hereafter perchance shall think it meet to put an antic disposition on, that you at such time seeing me, never shall with arms encumbered thus, or with his head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrases, well, we know, and we would, and if we could, or by such ambiguous giving out, to note that you know aught of me, this do swear.
Though this be madness, yet there's method in it.
Shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
This, the very coinage of your brain. Oh, this spontaneous creation ecstasy is very cunning.
Ecstasy? My pulse, as yours, doth temperately keep time, and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered, but I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft.
I will not speak with her.
She is importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What would she have?
Speech is nothing. She speaks of her father, speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense. The good she was spoken with, for she may shew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds. Say you. Nay, pray you, mark.
He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone.
But Ophelia...
Pray you, mark.
White his shroud as the
Alas, look here, my lord.
Blotted with sweet flowers, that bewept to the grave did go, with true love's shower.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God yield ye. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but not what we may be. God be at your table.
Conceit upon her father.
Born in bed, placed on the bier, and in his grave when many is here.
Oh, heat dry up my brains. Tears 7 times salt burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. O Rose of May.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts.
Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh heavens, 'tis possible a young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life.
There's fennel for you. And columbines. There's rue for you. And here's some for me. We may call it herb of grace on Sundays. You must wear your rue with the difference.
Hadst thou thy wits that didst proclaim revenge, could not move thus.
There's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died.
Document of madness. Thoughts and remembrances fitted.
They say he made a good end.
Another prominent theme in Hamlet is the theme of madness. Now, the first thing we can look at is that the whole world of the play is out of kilter. Ghosts are walking, there's an imminent war with Norway. It is very uneasy. So, in an essence, the world of this play is a world of madness. And it relates differently to various characters during the play as well. At the top of the play, Hamlet is deeply depressed by the death of his father and the marriage of his mother. Now, we also have to understand that in Elizabethan times, deep depressions were often associated with madness. They weren't as graded as us in our understanding of mental health and mental illness. So Hamlet at the top of the play is, in a weird way, affiliated with madness because of his deep depression. He is still wearing black for mourning. Then, at the first encounter with the ghost, when the ghost implores him to go off alone, Horatio and Marcella say, this is dangerous. If you sometimes meet a spirit, that could make you go mad. Then briefly after he's spoken to the ghost, Hamlet meets up again with Horatio and Marcellus and says, I have spoken to the ghost of my father, and he is indeed my father's ghost. And from this point on, I'm going to feign madness. I'm going to pretend to be mad so that I can suss out how to deal with the situation. And he makes both Horatio and Marcellus vow to keep this a secret, that they must play along that Hamlet has now lost his mind, because through the madness he can try and find out what he needs to know, the proof that he needs, so that he can take vengeance for his father's death. Polonius, on the other hand, says that Hamlet's madness is not actually related to the mourning for his dad. It is because he has an unrequited love for Ophelia, and he tries to prove it by the love letters. He tries to set Ophelia onto Hamlet so that him and the king can watch how Hamlet reacts to it. And Hamlet, of course, because he's got wind of all of this, plays right into what they're expecting him to do. But Claudius, wily fox that he is not so sure. He says to Polonius, madness and great ones must not unwatched go. There's danger if important people are mad or seemingly mad. They could make the wrong people think the wrong things. Then we have real madness in the play as well, in the character of Ophelia. So like Hamlet, she too loses a parent. She loses her father as well. And that sets her off into very, very deep grief. And in those moments of insanity, in the mad scenes, even then the king also says, she's speaking about her dad. There are these elements of truth in these mad ramblings of this poor girl. And Hamlet confesses in the closet scene to his mother that he has indeed pretended to be mad, but she then sides with him, and when the king asks, where's Hamlet, what has he done, she has to tell him that he's killed Polonius, but he did it in madness. And that is finally the excuse that Hamlet also gives to Laertes just before the duel. He says, forgive me, my friend, I didn't kill your father, my madness let me kill your father. And I suppose in that moment it is a moment of truth, because he isn't rash, he isn't thinking clearly in the moment when he stabs and murders Polonius. So there is some truth in his confession that madness made him kill Polonius.